What do Canadians need to do to deal with invasive wild boars? They sought several integrated approaches that combined different measures. Please comment on number 1 if you are curious about the new countermeasures of Canadian hunters. Before going hunting, hunters need to prepare knowledge about hunting skills. Aiming skills are an important part of being a successful hunter. To become a good hunter, they need to spend time practicing and perfecting their skills. They will have to spend at least several months practicing model shooting before being allowed to participate in official hunting activities. During training, the hunter will go through many different exercises to improve his aiming skills. This includes getting familiar with hunting gear, adjusting to light and distance, and practicing orientation and stability while hunting. In areas where wild boars appear, hunters will hunt alone. But in Canada, they organize collective wild boar hunting activities. This demonstrates community efforts in protecting crops and the environment. The activity usually takes place in the fall and winter, when wild boars gather in search of food. Hunters must be 18 years of age and have a valid hunting license. At the same time, it brings safety to hunters when hunting collectively and is an opportunity to interact and share trophies. In this organized hunting activity, hunters are prepared with hunting tools as one of the countermeasures used to control the intrusion of wild boars, with the ability to quickly reduce the population of them. On July 20th, 2023, a hunter in Canada took down a massive wild boar weighing more than 1,102 pounds, the largest wild boar taken down in the country. This action not only brings joy to hunters, but also minimizes damage to local crops. About 1 million wild boars are killed each year. Some communities do not support it because hunting can cause pain to animals. Using hunting equipment can affect the environment, such as disrupting ecosystems and causing noise pollution. However, to solve these problems, the local government has set a policy of balancing between hunting and animal protection. That is, in a day the hunter is only allowed to hunt 4 or 5 animals. Besides, some communities support hunting to protect crops and to ensure the development of agriculture. What do you think about this hunting method? Please leave your comment below the description. To control the wild boar population, the Canadian government has applied many trapping measures. This challenge requires close collaboration from many stakeholders to achieve positive results and protect communities and the environment. Trap doors are an effective means of collecting wild boar. Operation is based on the activation of a spring latch when the wild boar steps inside. This spring latch is designed to collapse the door, creating an effective boar capture mechanism. First, set traps in locations where wild boars often appear, such as areas where they live or eat. The bait needs to be placed so that it attracts wild boars from outside to inside the trap. This is often done using foods that wild boars prefer, such as corn and other foods. Large iron cage traps in Canada will be designed with an additional solar panel to activate the trap mechanism. The designer of this type of trap wanted to save on the cost of activating the trap door with an electrical pulse. It helps hunters conveniently set traps when installing solar panels. To monitor trap performance, a camera should be installed nearby to check regularly and ensure that the trap is operating properly. When wild boars are detected, the trap will automatically activate and capture them. After that, the wild boars are moved on trucks to wild areas with few visitors and released there to live on their own. It is an act of humanity towards invasive wild boars. Applying sterilization to invasive wild boars is an effective and humane solution. Sterilization helps control the wild boar population and reduces their suffering. The medication method is a popular sterilization method. The effectiveness of this method may take several weeks or months. Wild boar cannot be defeated immediately like the two methods of hunting and trapping. This method is not painful for invasive wild boars, but requires compliance with control regulations. According to Canadians, trapping has proven effective in controlling wild boar populations in Canada. Millions of wild boars are caught using traps every year, and they can be installed in a variety of terrains, from crop fields to hard-to-reach areas such as deep forests. Traps are not only an effective solution, but also a sustainable way to manage and reduce wild boar populations. What method of dealing with invasive wild boars do you find most effective differs from the opinion of Canadian farmers? Comment 0 if you agree with the wild boar trapping method. Comment number 1 if you agree with Canadians' practice of hunting with hunting equipment. Thank you for accompanying hunters in their journey to deal with invasive wild boars. Click the like button and subscribe to the channel to watch the latest videos.
There are many solutions proposed and American farmers have implemented them. These measures are very effective, especially hunting with bows and arrows. The wild boars often hide in forests near fields. In order for them to appear, farmers gather with hunters to place food towers containing agricultural seeds to attract them. Farmers will hide behind the forest trees and wait for their appearance. Very quickly, Wild boars will follow the smell of food and find it. During the time while they're eating the seeds under the tower, farmers and hunters will use their bows and arrows to hunt them. A series of actions must take place quickly and accurately, so the wild boars that are pinned by the arrows will slowly faint, and then farmers and hunters just need to follow the trail and harvest the wild boar. In the plains, farmers and hunters will have to be more careful in using bows and arrows. Wild boars are a quite sensitive species. They will attack if they feel in danger. When you are discovered by them, you must understand that something bad is about to happen. So you need to hide carefully before using bows and arrows to catch them. Farmers and hunters need to wear appropriate clothing to conceal and protect themselves. One of the types of bows and arrows suitable for use at close range is the recurve bow. You should always use arrows with sharp tips to shoot wild boars. Normally, broadhead arrows will be used to hunt large animals such as wild boars. Hunting will go very smoothly if you do not make loud noises. Look at how he approaches the wild boar. Each step very gently, just using a bow and arrow once. He was able to defeat a wild boar. With just one mistake, you will scare them, and that'll make it impossible for you to catch any of them at all. Do you think using bows and arrows to hunt wild boars in the mountains is a good solution? I think it is a safe solution. When discovering an area with wild boars in the mountains, farmers and hunters immediately headed to the area. What's going on with them? They brought some corn kernels to attract wild boars. They poured corn directly onto the grass destroyed by wild boars. After that, they just stayed in the tree and waited for the wild boar to appear. At the long range, hunters will usually use compound bows and carbon arrows that are light in weight and highly durable, helping the arrows fly further and more accurately. Compound bows have a draw force of 50 pounds or more, and carbon arrows have sharp tips, ranging from 28 to 30 inches in length. He aimed the arrow at the sow, which was pinned by the arrow. Find and follow the tracks left by the sow. They fell not far away. Their vitality is very great, so how can farmers and hunters easily defeat a wild boar? The technique of archery is one of the things that is quite difficult to understand. Shooters need to practice regularly to improve their shooting skills. Artificial decoys will be placed throughout the area and have spots that paralyze wild boars. Farmers and hunters would practice and shoot arrows at that spot. Many professional hunters have pointed out that you need to hold your breath when shooting to ensure accuracy. Many different species of wild animals can also learn how to hunt like this. It is amazing the results they have achieved after their hard training. In particular, hunting with bows and arrows is one of the environmentally friendly, non-polluting, and low-cost methods. The defeated wild boars will have their meat harvested right in this forest. Hunters will use self-defense tools that they carry when hunting to handle the situation. They will remove the skin from the boar's body, then separate the meat and bring it back. In some other areas, the wild boars will be brought to people's home for processing. Similar to other wild species, they will be processed into expensive dishes. The pieces of meat will be cut and placed in the baking tray. Then adding different spices and some vegetables and fruits that is commonly used in pork processing. After adding enough seasoning, the meat tray will be covered and placed in the oven for about 6 hours. Because wild boars has a lot of bacteria that are harmful to humans, cooking for a long time and at a high temperature is advisable. After 6 hours, the meat tray is taken out and enjoyed. They look really cool. There are many different dishes that are made from wild boar meat. So what dishes do you like the most? Share it with us down below in the comment section right now. Thank you for watching this video until here, and allow me to invite you to continue watching the rest of the video. European rabbits, with their ability to reproduce extremely quickly, are an animal that has major impact on Australia's environment and economy. Within a year, a single female rabbit can give birth to hundreds of offsprings, and their ability to adapt to a variety of habitats has caused them to explode dramatically in Australia, including in the dry Australian territories as well. European rabbits, with their omnivorous diet, have destroyed the habitats of many native animals, putting them at risk of extinction. They cause soil erosion and reduce agricultural productivity by digging nest holes and eating grass and leaves, reducing vegetation. The economic damage caused by them is estimated to be up to $1.5 billion annually, with about $1 billion for environmental damage and $500 million for agricultural damage. Invasive rabbit epidemics in Australia have spread across the Australian continent, including arid areas such as deserts and mountainous areas. However, the hardest hit areas are those with temperature and humid climates where vegetation thrives. The largest rabbit hunt in Australia was held in 1923. This hunt was organized by the Australian government to control the wild rabbit population that was exploding at that time. In this hunt, more than 100,000 people participated, with the total number of wild rabbits caught reaching millions. This hunt has contributed significantly to controlling the wild rabbit population in Australia. Daytime rabbit hunting in Australia is an activity typically carried out in areas with thriving vegetation, such as grasslands, the savanna, or the bushes. Australia has many areas that are ideal for this hunting activity, including the grasslands of the south and southeast with temperature climates, the savanna regions of the central region with arid climates, and the bushes regions in the east and the north with tropical climates. Daytime hunting of Australian rabbits usually begins when it is fully light. Hunters will look for wild rabbits, which often appears during the day, hiding under bushes or trees. When a wild rabbit is discovered, the hunter aims to shoot and kill the rabbit accurately to avoid causing unnecessary pain. Wild rabbits are then harvested to be processed into food or used as animal feed. During hunting, participants need to comply with Australian hunting laws, choose the correct type of hunting equipment, and comply with safety rules such as pre-use inspection and use of hunting equipment in safe places. Respecting the environment is an important factor as well, and controlling the number of rabbits hunted each day also depends on many factors, such as the skills of each hunter, weather conditions, and the hunting area. It is necessary to ensure that this activity is carried out in a safe and a suitable manner, avoiding negative impacts on the environment and other animals. Hares are often more active at night when they come out of their burrows to feed, drink water, and breed. Hunting at this time can take advantage of their activity, reducing the risk of injury to hunters because they are less alert in dark conditions. Hunting rabbits at night increases the effectiveness of controlling rabbit populations. At night, hunters can catch more rabbits than hunting during the day. This method is often practiced by groups of hunters, using headlights to detect hares. When they see them, hunters will use hunting tools to catch them immediately. Each hunter can catch about 20 to 30 rabbits in one night, but the actual number may be lower due to the skills and the variety of hunting areas. Hunting rabbits at night has been shown to be effective in controlling invasive rabbit populations in Australia. According to estimates by the Australian government, about 100 million rabbits are destroyed each year, making an important contribution to efforts to control and protect Australia's environment and ecosystem. Although it can be considered a form of hunting, hunting rabbits at night is different from other forms of hunting in terms of time and method. This is a particular and effective way to control wild rabbits populations and ensures environmental sustainability. The use of hunting dogs and drones to hunt wild rabbits is also widely practiced using an airplane. Pilots can easily detect rabbits in a large area. This job can be combined with other jobs in the same plane, and no rabbit is missed.
So since these solutions have been effective in preventing the growth of colonies of some invasive species, do you believe in any other better solution? If so, please don't forget to share your comments and opinions down below. Plus, don't forget to share, like, and subscribe to support our channel with our upcoming videos. And lastly, don't forget to share this video with all your friends so that they can watch it and enjoy it as well.